We have a railroad safety consultant on the line now. Gary Wolfe is actually on his way to another train accident in the US state of Kansas. He's an expert on derailment investigations. Gary, thanks very much for joining us. The government very quick to point out this looks like has the appearance of an accident. There is no hint of any terrorist activity in this. I don't know whether you've managed to see any of the pictures we've been showing so far, but the train did derail on a bend about 3 kilometres or so from the station. Just as investigators arrive and start looking, what are they going to be looking for? What sort of causes are they going to be investigating?
Sure. Any time that you derail near a curve or a bend in the track, you'll first want to look at speed as a possible issue. Trains are regulated to a precise speed on various curves, depending on the severity of the curve. And so if there was some sort of either control system failure or operator failure to control the train speed properly, that could be an issue that they'll want to look at. And, of course, modern trains all have black box recorders on them that very precisely, second-by-second, record things such as speed and braking settings and amperages and throttle settings on the train itself. So the first level of inquiry would be into the human factor sector. What was the train operator doing? What were the speeds? How were they being controlled? Was there any sort of braking failure on the train? The second level of inquiry would concern the infrastructure itself. In a curve in the track or a bend, you always have higher lateral forces that tend to push the train to the outside. And so the track structure must be well maintained. The curve balances or elevations must be correct. And there should be no geometry fluctuations in the level of the track. And then the third level of inquiry in such an investigation would be the equipment itself, such as the rolling stock, the wheels, the bearings of the train, possible wheel failure. The big German derailment about 8 or 10 years ago, high-speed derailment in Germany was due to a wheel failure. So you'd want to look at the wheels, the axles, the bogies or suspension systems under the rolling stock itself. So those are your three main levels of inquiry. And then a fourth sort of ancillary area that you'd want to look at is environmental factors. Heavy rains, winds, even earthquakes have been known to damage tracks and then to set a train off. So you can't rule out, let's say, acts of God type of things. But those are the three, and the fourth major thing you would look at.
All right, we're getting reports that all 13 carriages on this train came off. Does that tell you anything?
Well, it tells me it was probably fairly high speed when it happened. In a case where cars go over a curve due to excessive speed, often all the cars derail. I have not seen pictures of this derailment yet, but if they all sort of laid over on their side, it could possibly be an indication of an overspeed situation. But when 13 carriages derail, it certainly does indicate a higher speed than a lower speed type derailment.